There's two niggas I felt like backdoored me. I swear to God. And I never swear. See, I just did some shit I won't really never do. Lil Baby and that nigga Tylil. Tylil for sure. For sure. And I'm gonna show you how niggas is kind of whatever. This nigga, baby, if you want to fight, nigga, I still get in with you. What's poppin'? Because I ain't gonna lie, the disrespect that I'm about to go up off of this nigga, I don't know him. But nigga, I control this rap game, nigga. I control this rap game.
This is the story of how DJ Akademiks got caught lacking by 4PF after years of trolling Lil Baby. And it's escalated into something nobody saw coming. What started as typical internet beef has turned into real-world confrontations, alleged payments, and now demands for $300,000. This situation is absolutely wild, and with the Young Thug YSL RICO case reshaping Atlanta's rap landscape, the stakes couldn't be higher. DJ Akademiks, born Livingston George Allen in Spanish Town, Jamaica, built his entire career on being that guy who says what everyone else thinks, but maybe shouldn't say out loud. After moving to the United States around 2001, he worked his way up from being a DJ at Rutgers University radio station to co-hosting Complex's Everyday Struggle, alongside Joe Budden, eventually becoming one of the most controversial voices in hip-hop media through his off-the-record podcast on Spotify. The man graduated with a degree in biomathematics but chose chaos instead. Akademiks has always been the type to insert himself into rap beef, throw stones, and then act surprised when someone throws them back. He's feuded with Meek Mill, Freddie Gibbs, Young Miami, and most recently, Mino. But his ongoing situation with Lil Baby, that's different. That's personal now. Dominique Armani Jones, better known as Lil Baby, rose from the streets of Oakland City in Atlanta to become one of the biggest names in rap when he founded 4PF in 2017. That's 4 pockets full, symbolizing wealth and success. He wasn't just starting a record label, he was building an empire. The name itself came from someone he shared a cell with back when he was locked up, and it represented everything he wanted to achieve. But with the ongoing Young Thug, YSL, RICO prosecution, exposing the legal risks of rap collectives, Baby's recent transition to Glass Window Entertainment under Motown and Capitol makes perfect sense. But here's where things get interesting. According to Akademiks, this whole beef isn't just about music criticism or internet trolling. He claims that back in the day, Quality Control Music, that's Lil Baby's label, Home, run by Coach K and Pierre P. Thomas, actually paid him $30,000 to ease up on criticizing Baby's work. $30,000 to essentially chill out and be nicer. Think about that for a second. If that's true, it means Coach K and P. Thomas were so concerned about Akademiks' influence that they literally paid him to stop talking. That's either brilliant damage control or a terrible precedent to set with someone like Akademiks, especially considering how the YSL RICO case has shown prosecutors using social media posts and public statements as evidence. The beef really started heating up in October 2022 when Lil Baby dropped his album, It's Only Me, which debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200. But success wasn't enough for Baby. He wanted smoke. On tracks like From Now On, featuring Future, he rapped, "Akademiks know he ain't as rich as me." Then on Top Priority, he got even more direct, warning, "Akademiks think they can't get touched. I don't be on computers much." That second line was cold. Baby was essentially saying that while Akademiks lives online, he lives in the real world, and real-world consequences exist. This hits different when you consider how the Young Thug case has blurred the lines between rap lyrics and legal evidence. Akademiks, never one to back down from internet drama, fired back hard. In December 2022, during a Twitch stream, he challenged Lil Baby to a boxing match.
There's two niggas I felt like backdoored me. I swear to God. And I never swear. See, I just did some shit I won't really never do. Lil Baby and that nigga Tylil. Tylil for sure. For sure. And I'm gonna show you how niggas is kind of whatever. This nigga, baby, if you want to fight, nigga, I still get in with you. What's poppin'? Because I ain't gonna lie, the disrespect that I'm about to go up off of this nigga, I don't know him. But nigga, I control this rap game, nigga. I control this rap game.
Saying, "I will fight Lil Baby for free or for money." He also made some wild threats about testifying against Baby if he ever got arrested on RICO charges, which honestly seemed unnecessary and vindictive, especially with Young Thug's case playing out in real time. But the most telling moment came during that same period when Akademiks revealed something crucial about his mindset. He said he hoped everyone in Lil Baby's family would die if Baby ever denied their previous business arrangement. That's not normal Internet beef talk, that's personal hatred. The conflict seemed to quiet down for a while, but then March 2024 happened. Akademiks reposted a clip of a new Lil Baby music video on Twitter claiming Baby was wearing nail polish. This ain't been the same since them Michael Rubin parties. Akademiks captioned it, referencing the Fanatics founder's exclusive celebrity gatherings. I know his nails not painted, man, what's going on in rap. Baby responded quickly on Instagram stories saying, y'all blogs gotta stop just posting anything. I ain't painting my nails. At this point, y'all gotta see that Akademiks got an agenda. Miss me with that weird stuff. That response was perfect because it called out exactly what was happening. Akademiks wasn't just reporting news or giving opinions. He had an agenda. He was actively trying to damage Baby's reputation and masculinity in the eyes of hip-hop culture. Fast forward to January 2026. And this is where everything goes completely off the rails. On January 23rd, 2026, during Brand Risk 12, an event connected to Adin Ross and the Kick streaming platform in Miami, Akademiks claims someone connected to Lil Baby's circle confronted him. Specifically, he alleges that despite the $30,000 payment from Quality Control's Coach K and Pete Thomas years ago,
Lil Baby's team gave me $30,000 for that last album that dropped. And I had to really be neutral and be nice. But I don't fuck with no nigga who think they could play with me like that. 30,000 is nothing.
Baby's camp backdoored him by sending an associate known as K. Rich to swing on him while he was in the city. According to Akademiks, Tylil James, who serves as Lil Baby's assistant and day-to-day manager, was involved in orchestrating the attack. This escalation comes at a particularly sensitive time, as Lil Baby has been promoting his upcoming Wham! Who Hard Is Me album while navigating the transition from 4PF to Glass Window Entertainment. Now here's where Akademiks really shows his character, or lack thereof. During his Off the Record podcast stream on January 27th, 2026, he went completely unhinged, saying, "You ducked and then had your assistant handle things. You're scrawny as hell. You're a drug addict, stupid as hell." But the most disturbing part was when he said, "I hope everyone in your family dies if you ever deny this. I will never take it back because I do not lie." That's not beef anymore. That's pure hatred and malice. Wishing death on someone's family over what amounts to internet drama and alleged assault, that crosses every possible line, especially in an era where the Young Thug, YSL RICO case has shown how seriously prosecutors take threats and violent rhetoric in hip-hop. The plot thickens because Akademiks isn't just angry about the alleged attack. He's now demanding payment to make it all go away. Remember that original $30,000 from Coach K and Pierre Thomas at Quality Control? Well, inflation has hit the extortion game hard. Akademiks now wants $300,000 if Lil Baby wants him to fall back from the beef. $300,000. That's a tenfold increase in his silence fee. Let's think about what this really means. If the original $30,000 payment from Quality Control's leadership actually happened, it means Akademiks was essentially being paid protection money to leave Lil Baby alone. Now, he's saying the price has gone up dramatically because the original arrangement was violated. This is starting to sound less like typical hip-hop beef and more like an extortion scheme with extra steps, which becomes even more problematic when you consider how RICO prosecutions have targeted similar payment arrangements in the Young Thug case. What makes this situation even more interesting is how it reflects the current state of hip-hop media. Akademiks built his platform from his complex everyday struggle days with Joe Budden to his current off-the-record podcast empire by inserting himself into every major beef and controversy in rap. He's made millions by being the guy who says the inflammatory thing, stirs the pot, and then covers the drama that results. But there's always been this question of boundaries. How far can internet trolls push real street figures before consequences arrive? Akademiks has always seemed to believe he was untouchable because he operates primarily online and through legitimate media platforms like Spotify. If what he's alleging is true, that boundary just got crossed in a major way at Brand Risk 12. The involvement of Adin Ross and the Kick platform adds another layer to this whole situation. Ross revealed on a live stream that Lil Baby might be open to settling things in a boxing ring if the price is right. Ross said, "We need to come up with a proposal that works for everyone. There's potential for profit here, for both fighters as well as for me. So now we've got potential for this whole thing to turn into a legitimate sporting event. Imagine the pay-per-view numbers for Lil Baby versus DJ Akademiks in an actual boxing match. The hip-hop world would absolutely lose its mind. But here's the thing about all of this. It shows how the internet beef game has completely changed. What used to stay online now spills into the real world regularly. Akademiks has built his entire career on the assumption that he could say whatever he wanted about whoever he wanted, and the worst consequence would be mean comments on his posts. That assumption appears to have been tested in Miami. What's particularly interesting is how this situation highlights the different approaches to conflict in hip-hop culture. Lil Baby, despite having the resources and connections to handle this situation in various ways, has remained relatively quiet publicly. He's not doing Instagram live rants or Twitter finger battles. That restraint actually makes him look more powerful than Akademiks' emotional outbursts on his off-the-record platform. Meanwhile, Akademiks is out here making wild demands, talking about $300,000 payments and wishing death on people's families. From a pure optics standpoint, he looks unhinged and desperate. The timing of all this is also worth noting. Lil Baby recently announced during his appearance on the Lil Yachty podcast that his 4P label had to come to an end, and that he's launching Glass Window Entertainment as his new imprint under Motown and Capitol. This transition likely stems from concerns about RICO liability, similar to what we've seen with the Young Thug YSL case. He's in a period of business evolution and might not want unnecessary drama affecting his new ventures or his upcoming Wham album rollout. But Akademiks seems determined to keep this situation in the headlines through his off-the-record podcast and social media platforms. His demand for $300,000 isn't just about money. It's about forcing Lil Baby to publicly acknowledge their previous business relationship with Quality Control's Coach K and P. Thomas, and essentially admit that Akademiks has power over him. That's never going to happen. Here's what's likely to occur. This whole situation will probably continue escalating until someone gets seriously hurt, seriously arrested, or seriously sued. The boxing match idea might actually be the smartest resolution because it gives both sides a way to settle things that's legal, profitable, and entertaining. But let's be real about what's happening here. DJ Akademiks has spent years building his brand from the complex everyday struggle days to his current off-the-record podcast on being untouchable while saying outrageous things about real street figures. Now he's allegedly been touched at brand risk 12, and his response is to demand more money and make death threats on live streams. That's not the behavior of someone who feels confident in his position. That's the behavior of someone who's realized he might have bitten off more than he can chew, especially in an era where the Young Thug YSL RICO case has shown how seriously law enforcement takes hip-hop conflicts. The hip-hop media landscape is watching this situation closely because it could set precedents for how conflicts between media personalities and artists are handled going forward. If Akademiks gets away with essentially extorting artists for silence fees through arrangements with labels like Quality Control, what's to stop other media figures from trying the same approach? On the flip side, if real consequences exist for media personalities who cross certain lines, it might change how hip-hop journalism operates entirely. One thing is certain. This situation is far from over. With $300,000 on the table, alleged assaults at brand risk 12, potential boxing matches being discussed, and the backdrop of the Young Thug YSL RICO case, changing how the industry operates, the Akademiks versus Lil Baby beef has become one of the most interesting conflicts in recent hip-hop history. And honestly, Akademiks brought all of this on himself. When you spend years trolling someone, taking money from Coach K and P. Thomas at Quality Control to leave them alone, then continuing to troll them anyway while using your off-the-record platform to escalate conflicts, eventually something's gotta give. It looks like that something just gave at Brand Risk 12 in Miami. And now DJ Akademiks is learning that internet tough guy energy hits different when it meets real-world consequences. The question now is, will Lil Baby pay the $300,000? Will they settle it in the boxing ring through Adin Ross and Kick? Or will this whole situation escalate into something nobody wants to see? Based on how things have gone so far, and with the Young Thug YSL RICO case, showing how quickly hip-hop conflicts can become federal cases, Smart Money says this story is just getting started.